Yo, what's happening, man? Oh, I ain't got my mic. Gotta get my mic closer, man. I'm trying to give y'all, new aesthetic, new views, man. Sorry, excuse the mess. There's still a lot going on. I got boxes of stuff I gotta donate. I didn't really want y'all to see the boxes and all that. So we angling it out in the night sky. If you can see it, you know what I'm saying? See all that there. It's been very cool in Midtown. So cool. In fact, we haven't really handled business inside like we need to, but that's okay. That's okay. This is time for Camp for the Port show, where where every sound has a story. And man, today I want to have some real conversation about just black music. I'm a black person. I care about black people, so we're gonna talk black music. There we go. I think that's cool. That's cool. But yes, hey man, sorry I left you. But at the same time, man, I was cranking out episodes like a madman right before the end of July. So you probably should have caught up by now. You know what I mean? We're 11 days into the new month, man. I'm happy August. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the South, it's back to school for a lot of young people and just your older people alike. You know what I mean? So we're going to we're going to embrace that. You know what I'm saying? My daughter's in high school now. That's crazy. Jesus. You know? But I want to do this episode, and there's going to be more this week, but definitely want to do this episode because I was inspired to based on everything that I saw yesterday. Yesterday was pretty enlightening, and it made me think about black people, black music, black artistry. Where are we truly taking it? What has it really done to us, and why? You know what I'm saying? So today, man, today is probably going to be one of my most, if not the most controversial music topic I've covered because as soon as I, probably tear down to a degree, we're going to build up. But I think it's important to have these conversations and have these conversations. And look, just because you're not black doesn't mean you can't listen to this and offer some input to some degree, to some level, because black music affects the world. And I never want that to be disregarded ever. You know what I mean? Like black music, black artistry. Y'all saw Sinners. If you haven't, look at Sinners. We, the melanated individuals of the world that descend from Africa, we are a catalyst for so much music, so many sounds, so many different things that we are the holders to the most powerful platform of messaging, which is music, and that's why I want to have this conversation. And I want to start it off with just saluting Indian culture, Indian music, because man, I was blown away yesterday. I had the privilege of checking out A.R Rahman or Allah Rahman. Uh, and he had a show at the Grand Ole Opry. And yes, predominantly the Grand Ole Opry is a platform for country artists, and it's like the home of country music. But there are different type of shows that exist and that are happening there. It'd be comedians at the Grand Ole Opry, rock groups, soul singers, gospel, faith based. There's a lot. There's a lot that goes on at the Grand Ole Opry. You can either see folk music and all of that. And we're going to get into that as well a little bit. I'm going to name an artist that I think you should be checking out. But saying that to say, man, I thought I had seen Mr. Rahman's name before, and I couldn't think of where. It didn't even occur to me. So I like after the show, I had to Google, even though some of the sounds I had heard before. And I wanted to make sure that I wasn't tripping and just like labeling somebody under everything, but no, like he's literally an OG. Like he's a triple OG in the Indian culture and music, whether it's Bollywood and all the fusions that he's produced. Like he's a singer, composer, and producer. Um, but he blends like traditional Indian music with classical and electronic, or what we used to call techno when I was a shorty coming up, and also what they call world music, which was really big last decade. And now even on Wiki, this was listed, but man, he had some cold guitarists, and his guitars was going crazy on the rock riffs, like super heavy. So that was super dope. Just in the transitions and some of the bridges and the breaks and some of the songs that they were doing. It was really cool. It was really cool to see. I had no idea that one guy, specifically one, was responsible for all of those different sounds, but also how inclusive it was within Indian culture. I had no idea. Like I was super enlightened. It was great. It was great to see it. And I love that all of his band was 100% Indian, and the singers and all, like from the person, the bongos, the piano, um, guitarist, lead guitar, synth, backup singers, like everybody was of Indian descent, and that was awesome to see because often, especially if you're only looking at different cultures from just, I guess, the PBS angle, or if you only just know that we're all different, you would never assume that all of these sounds are one appreciated and are used in other cultures. And that's whether you're Middle Eastern, Indian, African, Spaniard, whatever, but it was awesome to see so many sounds being used. And two things that made me Google them, because some of those riffs and some of those sounds I felt I heard before. Um, and then I realized, I was like, wait, that's Punjabi MC. The joint that with Pharrell and Jay-Z, he hopped on the remix for that. I was like, wow, okay, so this is a guy that originally scored and composed that. Awesome. And what was it? The big movie, what was that, 2008 or 9? Slumdog Millionaire. He has the score for that album as well, or soundtrack. Excuse me. So I mean, needless to say, look, A.R. Rahman is the man, and I had no idea, but it was a great education. It was a great education. And not only that, I got a chance to get in there for sound check a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I had a chance to really like listen and hear the sounds. Now, granted, uh, I don't speak the dialect. I'm not familiar with the language, but I'll tell you, just even during the sound check, everything felt so peaceful, you know, and because you know how they say about drums and chakras and all of that. Like, man, he was playing some beat, and they were warming up, and I just felt like a shock wave over my body that was just super peaceful. And I was like, man, wow, this feels great. And the guy the guy standing next to me, he probably thought I was high in the mug. He probably didn't know what was happening. And but I was like, no, this is dope. Like, I don't know what kind of music he's about to do, but this feels like when I be meditating, like this is fire. And you know, I'm working the show, you know, so that helps, but that helps to see it free, that is. And so I'm here for the show, and you know, respect to everybody, but I think what we got to do as Americans, okay, and I know I'm in a red state now, but what we got to do as Americans, we have to stop assuming the worst from things that we are just ignorant of, we're poorly educated of, or that we just don't know, that we don't understand. We got to stop doing that because talking to the wrong person would have you thinking that there was some kind of like rebel style revolt about to happen, and it was anything but that. And I want to salute Mr. Rahman and his band. They are incredible people. They are doing incredible music. And they, man, I was blown away by just how beautiful everything is. Let me get to these comments real quick and we'll get back. We got Freeport in the house. Freeport deep tonight. Amanda in here and Wang. What's up? What's up? What's up? Man, so this is the new studio, so to speak. I gotta get the angles right. We out in Midtown Nashville. You know, things had to be done, moves had to be made, new energy, new purpose, new things going on. And I'm trying to I need to sit and really get myself together. I think because I got another piece of desk right here, but I'm thinking I'm about to angle this so it's always the piece of the skyline behind me every time. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know yet, but hey man, it's about to go up. You dig? And I appreciate that, man. Listen, we copped this spot strictly for the view and for the location. You know, walking distance from work. I'm a mile or less away from some of the best venues and restaurants in the city. Um, I can see the Batman building from here. I can also see the Grand Hyatt and the Pinnacle building. Like it's just inspiring, man. We got a lot of things going on. My brother, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. We got to get you in on this. Again, pretty soon. We gotta make sure our schedules aligning correctly. But yeah, man, thank you. I am I love this. I kind of want to hit the light so y'all can see it all, but it ain't ready yet. Look, it's just not ready yet. I got boxes in here that's broken down. We got boxes, we gotta donate stuff. I'm giving away all my dress shoes. Just because I'm 44, I'm evolved. Y'all know I'm flyer than a loose leaf and a tornado. I got nothing to prove. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna so we're gonna revolutionize the look one more again. You dig? But back to the experience last night of seeing A.R Rahman and his band last night. It was something incredible to see. I took some notes here, and I wanted to say this, and because it's very rare that you get a chance to see someone live that has revolutionized, you know, a whether it's a music genre or just revolutionizing sound, right? And A.R. Rahman is responsible for, well, he's credited for revolutionizing Indian film scores, you know, with things like Slumdog Millionaire and all of that, right? But you know, I never got to see Quincy Jones live. You know what I'm saying? Like him like performing the songs he composed. I never got to see Isaac Hayes. We can go see Smokey on the Gasms tip, but you know, it's a bad time for Big Smoke Rob right now too. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Jones, what up? What up? Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. But it was cool to see this because you know he spoke very little English throughout the time of his set, which was 3 hours long, by the way. This show started at 7:04. They started a little bit late, but he definitely rocked till 9:57. So he had 3 hours of apparently classics, like because this crowd was on fire the entire night. And in the last hour, they turned all the way up. It was nothing but dancing in the aisles. I had to get people out the aisles. They was causing fire hazards. I was like, yo, my man, you gotta move, bro. You cannot be on the stairs like this. People are trying to leave. Like somebody gotta get to the bathroom, bro. You gotta relax and move out the way. Get along the wall, please. That like it was wall to wall. Now, granted, I'll say now, and this could be just because of the population in Nashville. Like it wasn't sold out. It probably could have sold out, but man, that it was about 3,000 people that showed up to the Grand Ole Opry to see A.R. Rahman, and man, were they having a blast. Couple things that I took away with it that I'm gonna share from my notes. Again, I heard the piece of I heard what they sampled from Punjabi MC. So that was interesting. That was kind of cool. I never watched the movie Slumdog Millionaire, but I believe that was one of the scores that they were playing. That the band was. But off the rip, this was an all age event, So like Mr. Rahman is in his late 50s, I believe, if I read that right. But there were people in their 60s, 70s, 80s in there. But then it was just like, the 20 and 30 somethings. And then it was parents in there with their newborns, like babies, like 1, 2, 3 years old. I seen little babies, little youngins in there. And everybody was going insane for all the same music. And I love watching that sense of pride from one culture and their music, because it's one, it was heartwarming to see, because it was like even we are all the same. I want to say that no matter what part of the country we from, no matter what our skin color is, hair texture, no matter what, we are all the same. Because older Indian gentleman sitting in there, he got there kind of early, him and I think his son and his wife. As people started coming in to the venue, he looked around, he was like, man, I ain't never seen this many Indian people in Nashville. And I was like, yo, like that is really a thing. That is really a thing with all of us. Like especially when you're the minority, like you just be so surprised when it's like 1,000 of us out somewhere, or 1,000 of us together, or whatever, you know what I mean? And it was so wild that even the OG was in there. He's like, man, I ain't never seen this many Indians in one spot before in Nashville. It was crazy. It was crazy. I loved it, because I was like, man, that was the light bulb. It was like, boom, hey yo, we literally are. We are the human race. We are one people, man. We are one people, and we should really lean into that more. I mean, we can have our subgroups, you know what I'm saying? If the world is one big suburb, we can have our own subdivisions, you know what I mean? But it was cool to see that. So again, all ages there, and the energy was so uplifting. There wasn't a section of the show where people felt left out, or that might have been deemed inappropriate, or just something that was off-putting to the point that people felt they had to leave or anything like that. It was just like, no, man, you can stay front to back 3 hours, because I got banger after banger after banger, and it's gonna be and it's gonna be a great show. And speaking of a great show, look, a lot of dancing and celebration. Again, I wasn't familiar with the language and a lot of the words, and I want to look up some of the songs, but I don't know the titles of them. So, and honestly, to go through 3 hours of music, because he went all the way back to the 90s. He even said that he's like, yo, can I go back to the 90s real quick? Hey, yo, can I do something that's controversial? And they was like, oh yeah, do that. Hey, I'm like, okay. So, I don't want to, I don't want to improperly do the due diligence, if you will. Like, I don't want to half do it. So if I'm going to recite lyrics or look up the meanings of songs, I want to do them all. Cause man, he said some, he played some song, and the crowd literally did not sit down the rest of the show from this song on into whatever he said and sung to just the end. Like everybody was just up, and they was rushing the stage. They was dancing, trying to take their pictures and all that. They was getting a 1-2 on. It was fire. And then again, although I didn't understand the lyrics, it was amazing to see how the words they were saying on the stage just was putting smiles on faces, and it was lifting up their spirits, man. Like, I equate it to, I guess I would have to equate it to like a Michael Jackson or like a Stevie Wonder, to where like, there's not really sad people when if Stevie Wonder's going to break out into, I just called to say I love you, you know what I'm saying, or superstition, you know, that you don't really see sad faces when Michael Jackson starts singing "Heal the World," you know what I mean, and or "Will You Be There" or something like that, and it was that, it was a lot of that. They were constantly just so upbeat, so proud, and it was cool to see that the music was affecting people positively from start to finish. Like there was a low point where it was just kind of like kind of chill, and that was the chakra meditation feeling type of music. And there might have been the score from the movie or something, because he kicked it off like firing at the gate with like some techno. And then my man that's the vocals behind Punjabi MC, he came out there and they was going crazy for him. He came out with something that looked like it was, you know, like it was like Indian garb Gucci or something like that. He had something fly on, bro. It was super fire. And then but all of a sudden they toned it down, and then for about 30 minutes maybe, it was just like just heavy chakra vibration, very chill. Everybody was kind of just sitting there like, yeah, okay. Like it was like zenned out. And then all of a sudden he said something. And then this beat came on. And man, I saw 3,000 Indian individuals just like tear the roof off the place. And man, they were joyous beyond belief. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, especially something I didn't quite understand. If I was to equate it, remember when our generation, I was made in the 1980s. Remember when our generation started really adopting "Don't Stop Believing"? It looked like that. Like when all the white kids just started going crazy when "Don't Stop Believing" came on. And I was like, oh, this is like, oh, y'all like this? This from like when we was like kids. Like it looked like that, but for like 72 minutes. That's what it looked like. No joke. And it wasn't until the house lights came back on and the music went off that they just chill and leave. That's powerful music. That is amazing music right there, man. And you know, even though I saw all that and I thought it was so beautiful, can't lie to you, man. And maybe this is just my own personal damaged, traumatic programming, but I immediately thought about how I don't think I've ever seen that at an all black artist show ever. Like, I don't think I've ever seen it, because it's like, it's one thing to like Mint Condition, right? Because Mint Condition is great. They're one of the greatest bands that we have. But I didn't see us going up like this when it was Mint Condition, or if it's just like Keith Sweat, or if it's Jay-Z, maybe the closest, but I haven't been to a show, so I can't speak to it. So anybody, if you've been to one, let me know. Maybe this what Beyonce shows look like. Is this what Beyonce shows look like? I know they are predominantly black women attending these shows, but is it a nonstop roller coaster of joyous, high-spirited, just positivity and emotion being exuded throughout the show? I've never been to a Beyonce show, and from what I hear, I'm missing out. So I would like to know that, because it was kind of it didn't make me envious or jealous. I was just like, man, I was just kind of sad, like, damn, you know, here we are, Black Americans specifically, and we are the holders of some of the greatest sounds to ever be created in the world. And that's not me just hyping up my race. That's just a fact. Like, that's just facts. You can't go through any period of time, through any period of music, and there has not been a black artist, a artist of African descent, or a black American artist that is not at the forefront, the game changer, the innovator, like there is nothing. I do not believe that everybody from the Shakespeare era was white. There had to be a black person there. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like and we're getting to the root of that. We're getting to the root of that, so slowly but surely. Hey, look, hey, the Grand Ole Opry was also created by a black man, but and that information is on YouTube, so you can do what you want with that information. I'm just telling you. But it made me really look at what we got going on right now. Because we're in this area where now people are like, yo, being a rapper is like the most dangerous job in America. And it's like, dude, over a police officer? Like, you know what I mean? Like over a firefighter, bro. You sure? And but why? Why when the purpose of it is to create art and to give it to the people? Why is it deemed so dangerous? And it just reminded me last night, as well as those thoughts in my head while this show is going on, that man, messages and music are so important. And I'm in a space right now where every week I hear a new or different artist, or I hear new or different music from a different genre every week now. That makes it even harder for me to defend rap as a collective. And I know I don't have to, right? I know I don't have to defend rap music. And because it was created in the streets or within poverty, and it was started off as a block party and things of that nature. But I think we sometimes get lost in that. Like Busy Bee wasn't rapping about killing nobody, dog. You know what I'm saying? There is no footage of Cool Herc saying, all you bitches put your hands up. You know what I mean? Like it's not that, you know what I mean? There was nothing, there's nothing saying like, yo, man, I need all my real niggas in here to do like that wasn't happening 52 years ago. It just wasn't. And look, y'all see the shirt. You see what I'm about, man. I love rap music, man. I love rap music. And I'm never gonna stop loving rap music. But with age, it is hard to defend from a perspective of the messages and what it does to the spirit and the other people around us. Rap music, even when you have yourself under control, rap music is something that just affects other people as well. I mean, music does. Music in general does, but it's a blessing that Jeezy can celebrate TM 101, which is at its core is a very violent album. As far as just like dope game shooting, like I heard TM 101 and wanted to buy a gun the first time I heard it. I was like, yo, I think I need the strap. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I felt when I listened to it. And it just felt like kind of a place to have one. But it's so great to see that now he can perform some of those songs with a live symphony orchestra, and he can turn into like a black tie affair where people wearing tuxedos and coming out and just celebrating the motivational part of it. A little less of the thug and a lot more of the motivation to it, because he doesn't perform the whole album, but he definitely performs the songs that lean more towards the motivation versus the actual thug piece of it. And that's beautiful. But man, you got to think. You don't have to think, but I think about all the people that just didn't make it to that 20-year anniversary for one reason or another, whether it be death or incarceration, and just the twists and turns that life is taking. Even for Jeezy, even for Gucci, like there's so many people were affected by the album, both positively and negatively, and it's undeniable. And this is why I always lean on cultural impact when we talk about classic albums. CM 101 is a classic, for good, bad, or indifferent reasons. That is why it is classic. And it's good that we can grow and evolve from these, right? But we literally celebrate no violence at shows. And that's been alarming, like one of the craziest things when you look at it in hindsight, when they ended backstage, the Hard Knock Life tour, when they ended the Hard Knock Life tour, they had to close it out by saying, man, we just want to report that there was no violent incidents that happened during this concert. It's like, but duh. Like, we're here to see a concert. Like, that shouldn't even be a thing. And maybe some of it is negative press and propaganda, but at the same time, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I have been in some spots where a show has been going on and there's been violence. To be real, because of some of the things I've seen, if a rapper is doing a show at a nightclub, I don't go. I don't go because unfortunately, that's just the ultimate recipe for disaster. And it's that way at the door. It's that way at the door between security and the ticket price, and then it's the price if you got a hat on, or the price if you got on Jordans. Like, it ain't even worth it. Like, that is, I won't even cap. One of the dangerous places you can go is a nightclub to see a rapper. And unfortunately, security makes it that way. Security makes it that way. And janky, thirsty, greedy promoters. That's my opinion. But I got facts in a few different cities to back that up, though. So, but yeah, we literally celebrate no violence at shows, or we don't go to shows because of the fear of violence at shows. Again, yeah, I have to be somewhere like where it's like 5,000 people, where I know the actual police will show up. I don't trust security at a lot of rap shows. I don't trust security in general because I see how easy it is to be one and not do your job. But I love the intimate settings, like a House of Blues or Aragon Ballroom for my Chicago people out there, or something like that. But sometimes the best place for you to be is Bridgestone or the United Center, or, you know what I'm saying, or Allstate Arena, something like that, Nissan Stadium. Because at least they are going to do their damnedest to not make sure 20,000 or more people get hurt. They go make sure it's like, no, we cannot make the news the rest of the year for this. But when you're in those nightclubs, even Congress Theater is a great venue, even though they got to fix the sound in there. But I tried, like, if there's a sweet spot. There's a sweet spot. I want to say it's maybe 2,000 to 5,000 people, which is a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And if a venue was that, usually they take everybody's life and job seriously, so you won't run into many issues. But when you trying to get your favorite street rapper into the nightclub on that Friday night, and the club that's normally $10 or free entry, and it's 2-for-1 Henny shots, but tonight they charge a $150 at the door. Oh no. Oh Jesus. Oh Lord God in heaven above. No, I will not be there. If you make it out of there alive, you show me the clips. I will check your social media page. I ain't doing it. And yes, I get it. Some people are just nuts, bro. Some people are just nuts, and alcohol and poverty don't mix. That's fair. But we as Black people should be able to go see our favorite Black artist, and we show up with our spirits on high, and we leave with our spirits on high, and there not be a threat of life-altering situations, especially in a negative perspective. Like, we have a right to that. We have a right to that. You and me, if you're Black out there, and I'm pointing at you and me, we have a right to that. And it just hurts, man, that we can't guarantee it. And that's the thing that's the most upsetting. And that is one thing that I've learned about just spending more time at the Grand Ole Opry. working there, and also just seeing different shows there when I can, um, because I've been to way more other shows of just other artists, other race, other genres, where the messages were just better to digest, even when intoxicated. It's like you won't stop people from drinking at shows, but you know, um, it's not that country music isn't violent or it can't be violent. But I'll say this: there is a better job of promoting the more positive messages from the people in the music versus the negative. You know, Wildly enough, some of the country songs that I know that I knew before even setting foot in the Opry, and this was like 3 or 4 years ago now, when we were just spectating and just seeing people there. Um, you won't hear too much of the pick 'em up, shoot 'em up, bang bang, rebel music. You don't hear much Confederate flag country in these spots. It's more faith and family based. Now they will get a little patriotic, but for the most part, man, you won't hear anything that is inflammatory from a message perspective. Like you won't hear much being celebrated about the destruction of another human being or just yourself. The Grand Ole Opry is celebrating 100 years this year. Is, I think, what, November 25th of 2025 will be 100 years that the Opry has been going on. And WSM is the longest running radio show ever. And they're doing the top 100 country music songs. And dare I say, not one of them listed is a song that is hurting anybody. And yes, Johnny Cash made the list. I know people love to go to Johnny Cash, but he got some other joints, and you know what? Those other joints are the ones that they got on that list. Now, granted, I ain't listened to all 100 of them, but as I've been privy to them, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no, wow, that's about God. Oh, okay, that's about family. It's a couple funny songs on there, you know what I mean? But but again, like honky tonk but donkey donk ain't on there. You dig what I'm saying? Like, it's not on there. um, let me get back to my notes, man. Let me see. So I just want better change in music, our music, because I think it's important, even as we age, right? So what I would love to see, is some of our most prolific and important artists of this era and technically last era. What I would love to see is for Black artists create music without just these three things. If we could get front to back albums, rap and R&B, because you gotta include R&B in this now. If we could just get them to stop doing these three things. One, get through an album without using the words bitch, nigga, or hoe, or thought. Bitch, nigga, hoe, thought. If we can get a whole album without that, if we cannot sell drugs or kill anyone that looks like us, and if we can stop promoting poverty, and why poverty is making us so dangerous, I think you would see an incredible shift in not only our own minds and within our own culture, but I think you would see just the positive ripple effect of us wanting to be as great as we know we are. I do like the fact that people are now starting to wise up and be like, yo, you know what? The Black American experience doesn't start with slavery. You know what I mean? and we are trying to be proactive and learning more about ourselves and what we truly come from. You know what I'm saying? We are not just descendants of slaves, and we are not just built in struggle and with more information and more knowledge and more reading and more documentaries and things of that nature. We are beginning to wise up even more. But I think even more importantly is that look at the generations just literally before us, the people that really fought for the rights that we have and how we are abusing them. And not even how we're abusing them, but even how we're just not appreciative, and we're not gatekeeping our own culture. We're not gatekeeping our own sounds. We're not gatekeeping us, you know. Um, Culture as an overall arc ain't for sale. Black culture is for sale. Because what I saw, you can't buy that. You can't buy A.R Rahman and Indian culture. And like you're not like that's not gonna like Katy Perry ain't gonna be using that. Justin Bieber ain't gonna be using that this on their next album because they're over the top. No, it's not gonna work. And granted, being from another country, I get it. There's something different about it. Just like Afrobeat and some of the other music. I get it. But at the same time, we still have to do a better job of gatekeeping our own culture. You know, this is why I don't even though I understand the undertones of it, I understand why people are conflicted about the Cowboy Carter album. But those people are they are gatekeeping a genre that ain't theirs. And look how well that's working out for them. So why can't we gatekeep something that's actually ours? Just help me out. Just think about that. Like, we created all the genres that exist in American history. We can't gatekeep one. But hey, like I was saying, man, the foul language, bitch, nigga, hope dot, selling drugs, killing anyone that looks like us, promoting poverty, and why it makes it so dangerous. Just those three things alone would change the world amongst ourselves, which I think is the most important thing. I don't think we need to change the world. We just need to change ourselves. We need to change Black love. And that's not just Black love, just on some like man, a woman relationship, with just like Black love and respect for just other Black people. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're in the era where we don't head nod at each other back. You know what I'm saying? Like yo, I might speak to a brother, he won't say nothing, he'll keep walking. Even though, like, you know, it's been better. I've been making the point. Smile at another Black man, just say what's up to him. And even the Black women too. Hey, and you know, and again, I'm not trying to holler at you. I'm just trying to be nice. I'm just trying to be a nice Black person to Black people, bro. Like, or sis. Like, I'm just trying to be nice. I'm trying to let you know that there is unity on my mind when I see you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to tear any of us down. I'm so not about that. And I get it. We're not gonna like each other, but we won't like everybody. Hey, look, there's a couple of you Black people I don't like at all. But you know why? So stop being a liar, stop being a hater, stop being, you know, just stop being whack. And you won't have an issue with me. Anybody with an issue with me is because you're a liar or a hater, or you just whack. Like, you dripping with whack juice and you can't get it off. That's my problem with all of you. Other than that, I don't have an issue with nobody. You know what I'm saying? my man Wake said nobody's favorite rapper can make an album like that. Dang it, man. Not one. We can't get one. We can't get one. Just one. Man, that's rough. That is rough. If we can't get one, I believe we can get one. Somebody gotta be able to do it. I mean, technically Kanye did it, but he just be bleeping it out. But now he wilding, talking about sucking his cousin penis and all that. That's wild to me. But yeah, man. We're the number one consumer of negative messages. That's what I've also learned in 2025. We're the number one consumer of negative messages. You know, we gatekeep the N-word better than we gatekeep rap and R&B music. And that's not even the thing to be gatekeeping. Just to keep it real. I mean, granted, look, does that mean that I want white, Spanish, Asian, and other, nationalities saying the N-word around me? No. I'm making the point to not use it around them so they don't even feel comfortable. I'm to the point now, I will play the clean version of some songs around white people just to see how many words they know, and if they just slip and they're just gonna say it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because let's see how well you know the song. Let's see, because now the curse is gonna be dropped out, the N-word gonna be dropped out. Let me hear you say it. But the flip side of that though is that that's also unfair, because we want people to accept us and buy our product and buy our art and learn the words and come to the shows and do all this, that, and the third. But then we don't want them to participate 100%. Well, don't make it for the masses then. We can't and it's a lot of these blog era rappers' fault too. I want to be clear on that. I went to too many shows, and I'll name names. I went to too many shows with A$AP Rocky, Schoolboy Q, Danny Brown, Childish Gambino, and who else was on that show? Maybe Hobson. And it'd be a lot of white kids in there, and they was giving them the green light to say the N-word, and I'm like, well, I'm outnumbered tonight. Because, like, yo, what am I supposed to do if they telling them to say it? And so, like, now we can't turn around and get mad. And that's why we gotta get on the same page, right? And then also, man, there's just this aspect of some of us can't separate life from art. We can't separate life from art well, and it shows. Come on, some of us grew up in the Tupac era. Some of y'all got All Eyes on Me and Thug Life tatted on y'all because Pac did it. So I'm gonna just give a hint and a half that by the time you reach 30, 35, you probably haven't wised up. Rappers are still telling you what to do, and you just going out here and doing it. And that's no disrespect, but just imagine if he was to tell you something more positive to do with your life, how much that would inspire you to keep going and to get something better for yourself. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm speaking to. I don't want to tear down black people, man. I don't want to tear us down no more. So if that came across that way, I apologize. But for the percentage of us that can't really separate art from life, they're the main ones that need a better message in the music for them to go by. What my man Jones talking about right here. He said, I think rap and hip hop is built on competition. So how do you compete without somewhat violent language? Well, Jones, there was a whole era of rap that did that. So I would literally say that way. I never heard Curtis Blow call Run or DMC some bitch ass niggas. He got up there as yes, y'all. We keep it fresh, y'all. It's Curtis Blow, the king of rap, and I'm the best, y'all. And nobody died. Nobody got, you know what I'm saying? He didn't have to say anything inflammatory about Rakim or Run DMC or LL Cool J, or Ice-T. Nobody, it didn't have to happen. The Busy Bee versus Kool Moe Dee battle is important because, Kool Moe Dee became the glitch in the Matrix. Yo, why you literally dissing dude, calling this music bullshit, and then talk about how you gonna beat him up. You gonna beat him up, you gonna take his girl, and you rap better than him. It's like, dang, dude. Why? Why did it have to go there? And of course, Busy Bee's career was never the same. But then Turnabout is fair play because just like Cool Mo D did that to Busy Bee, LL Cool J spun on him super hard. It was like, bro, what? And then, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just that, you know. I mean, hey, look, my original favorite rap crew was the Native Tongues. Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, Moni Love, Jungle Brothers, Queen Latifah. They wasn't battling nobody. They was battling, hey, industry rule number 4080. Record company people are shady. That was the illest thing that they ever said. Q-Tip confirmed he never dissed MC Hammer. He was he was like and that's proper. What you say, Hammer, proper. Rap's not pop. If you call it that, then stop. How he explains it is that he was talking about the critics that was trying to say that MC Hammer was a pop artist. He was like, no, that's rap, that's hip hop. We number one. Stop trying to say that pop music is it. No, rap music is it. You're not giving us Grammys, you're not giving us awards, but you buying this Please Hammer Don't Hurt Him 1,000 miles an hour, but that's rap music. So we need the credit for that. And I was like, okay, that's a dope perspective. It's like, man, I wish this interview would have came out like years ago, because even when MC Hammer was on Arsenio Hall, and they was like, yo, they're calling you an MC, like they see another MC. And MC Hammer was like, well, that means master of ceremony. And that's what I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't EMCEE like the KRS-One spelling. I just called it KRS-One spelling because that's what we associated with. Excuse me. But it was more of like, yo, you trying to cause division and making it seem like rap ain't winning. And that was an interesting perspective. And I wish, man, if we had the internet back then, I think all that looks a lot different. You know what I mean? Let me see what we also got here. Okay, he says part of rap and hip hop language is being the best, richest, toughest, smoothest. I think it's inherent in the rhymes. Not necessarily violent, I'll kill you raps, but I'll kill you on the mic bars. And you know what? I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at rap being competitive. But there are some people that can't rap at all, and they just out here being violent. Like, there's some music that exists that's violent for no reason. And to be clear, I love some of it. Again, we're about to get controversial and contradictory, as I'm going to speed this up, and then we're going to get into some of the music I think y'all should listen to this year, because I think it's fire. But I think the thing is just that at 1,000 miles an hour, we are the car crash at this point. There is no rapping to be rapping from a lot of rappers now. And we will cop to, oh, well, that's all that's out. And that's not the truth. And we will cop to, well, you know, radio did this and the government did this, Ronald Reagan did that. And it's just like, but man, I watch other genres weed out the people that they felt were going to damage the messaging and the people in it. Marilyn Manson was definitely supposed to be the biggest rock star in the world for a while. White people shut that down. You know what I mean? Like, you can't shoot. Hey, look, Eminem doing horrorcore didn't work out so well. And then came Not Afraid. Like, there is, whether people want to admit it or not, one thing that I'll just say, let's just call it what it is. One thing that white people do very well is that they will gatekeep messaging. They will gatekeep messaging. And they make sure that the country music that you hear about and that you know about the most, that you don't need to Google to find out, is about faith, family, and the flag. They will die on those three hills every single time. Yeah, it's songs about alcohol abuse, cheating and lying and stealing and killing. Yeah, all of it exists, but you gotta Google it. You gotta find it to make your case. They gonna pump Dolly Parton, George Strait, Randy Travis, Garth Brooks, like them, like they're pumping all of that to you. You don't get it. You don't get a chance to have the layup line and be like, oh, well, what about this person? It's like, oh, well, no, you should have been listening to this. Same thing for rock music. There aren't too many. Again, the Limp Bizkit got a little too big for their britches. Look what happened. Hey, also, the Beatles. Now they're not American, but you saw what happened to them. They was like, bro, hold on, wait, you smoking cigarettes and saying, what about the war, bro? Like, they don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, exactly. Rebel flag, Confederate country ain't mainstream, and because they won't allow it. They won't allow it. Like that's and it's a lot of people with third grade educations that's probably running at 1,000 miles an hour. But you're gonna hear Rhinestone Cowboy. You're gonna hear 9 to 5. You're gonna hear Tennessee Whiskey, both versions, the Chris Stapleton one and the OG version. You're gonna hear Carrie Underwood, just anything, Carrie Underwood or Reba. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not letting you get that off to the mainstream, and we don't do the same thing. And right on time here for Wang, before we say that's not possible or that's not the real music that can be happening, and this is for hip hop and R&B, you got to please enlighten me on how Michael Jackson, Prince, Stevie Wonder, Smokey Robinson, Teddy Pendergrass, Curtis Mayfield, James Brown, Ray Charles, and 100 years of black music before parental advisory stickers did in sales and in the streets. We have decades of music where none of this happened, and we were on top, and we were changing the world. Wake Up Everybody is still a great song because of the message is being timeless. Like, there is so much. Again, go to early Curtis Blow. Shoot, even though they were dressed like drug dealers and all that, listen to Paid in Full. Listen to every Rakim album before 97. He wouldn't even say a nigga on them albums. Big Daddy Kane. I love G-Rap, but you know what that is. So Public Enemy again, but again, see that these are people that we don't champion. The intelligent hoodlum became Tragedy Gaddafi. You know what I mean? What's my brother's Poor Righteous Teachers, the Rock This Funky Joint dudes, KRS-One, BDP. I mean, again, and look, I'll be clear, I'm not the biggest KRS-One fan, but I want to say maybe 10 years ago, I was like digging into his catalog and I was like, damn, this is the music that we be saying that we want to hear, but we ain't listening to it. I was like, damn, he got us. He got us. Because he is the teacher. But we not trying to hear what he kicking. So, we collectively, we don't celebrate those things correctly. You know what I mean? And it's not totally on us though. You know what I mean? I don't want to make it seem like that. It's not totally on us. Part of it is us wanting to escape some of our realities or to identify with some realities. But then again, on the flip side, a lot of us we wouldn't coming from that much poverty, and a lot of us don't got it. like on the rich end either. I was very fortunate enough to be from a single parent home in the middle of nowhere. And, and yes, I do know what it's like to go to Okie Dokie with food stamps. I definitely had government cheese, grilled cheese sandwiches, and all of that. But at the same time, I could tell we wasn't poor. Like we wouldn't like, I wouldn't hand me down poor. I wasn't in the projects with no water and no lights poor though. So I can't cap like that either. My mom had the Pontiac, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, it wasn't an Audi. It wasn't a Benz, nothing like that either. But still, you know what I mean? It's just about, it's not even about balance. It's just about us wanting better for ourselves. And, unfortunately, we let a lot of messages come from young people with freedom of expression, but we forget, like, the Temptations was teenagers too when they were singing My Girl. You dig? Like, Ray Charles was not a grown man. James Brown was not a grown man when those first songs started coming out. He was he ended up being a grown man, and before I get to my last part here, let me read some more of what my man Jones talking about here. He says, "Don't get it effed up. It was violent lyrics, sexual lyrics. The blues and early rock and roll had it. It was just hella coded. Yeah, hey, artistry, and I'm okay with that. Listen, I'm here for all the innuendos. Wasn't plucking roaches out of the cereal box, sharing the same spoon. Yeah, yeah. Hey, listen." On the messaging real quick, right? One of the funniest songs is my man, I'm about to mess up his name, but the song is Love Won't Let Me Wait. And dude is definitely finger banging the girl on the track before this. Yeah, Major Harris is a freak boy, because he got this song, Love Won't Let Me Wait. And before the song is over, he is absolutely finger banging the woman in the studio. But he ain't on the song talking about some bitch, let me play with your pussy. And that's the problem. He doing it. He might feel that way when the song go off, but man, at least he gave you something very tasteful and sensual, you know what I'm saying, to get your groove to. That's all. We can't sit here and say that there aren't crazy messages throughout many songs of all eras and all genres. But we, Black artists, Black music, we are losing the art. We are losing the artistry and music creation. It's got to be more than, I'm going to just tell it like it is. Why can't we just be more metaphorical, analogical, use more similes? You know what I mean? Like, why? Just why? Back to my notes real quick. This is also a time for us to control balance. Because to be real, there's 1,000 MCs that exist that can actually rap really well and don't lean on negativity to be heard. Give me a reason for not listening to them, other than you probably don't know what's out. Right. But is that a really great reason? And now look, I'm gonna give a list. And this ain't saying that these are squeaky clean second generation of Will Smith. I'm not saying all of that. This is not, everybody's not the Fresh Prince here. But I tell you what, when I listen to these artists on what I'm talking about now, I feel player and I feel like cool, or I'm just vibing out. I don't be feeling violent. The messages don't really be like having me wigged out or wanting to buy guns or shoot people or anything like that. Nick Grant, Larry June, Tyler the Creator, Smoke DZA, Rock Marciano, Currency, Saba. Y'all know I champion Little Brother all the time. It was because of Fonte. You know what I mean? Like there's people to listen to. There are other artists to listen to out here. What was my man Payroll Giovanni out there in I think he's from Detroit. Yeah, like there's a lot of just other rappers that exist that at least have some kind of message for you that'll help you through your day, whether you're trying to be working class or you're trying to be the CEO. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be 1,000 miles an hour of just negativity being hammered into us. You know what I mean? Pause. And to close out this segment, I want to give y'all some black artists that I want black people to start talking about more. I want black people to start championing these artists more. I'm telling y'all this because I've seen them live. I love the energy that they bring during their shows. I think that it's going to help with the diversity of just like your black palette. And we need to support us even if we're not doing the status quo. So here's a few artists that I want y'all to look up, listen to you on your own time, and tell me what you think about them. Gotta start with the Warren Treaty. To me, I think they're the best best singing duo in the world right now. I don't think you're going to find a better man and woman, husband and wife, whatever duo you can think of. They can't out sing the Trotters. They can't. They are amazing. They have sung everywhere from the national anthem to WrestleMania. From like I think the NBA, not NBA, maybe the NFL Super Bowl or conference games all the way to WrestleMania. And they've been in the running for best country artist or best country duo for 2 or 3 years in a row. They don't be winning, but they are absolutely the best singers in the world to me right now. They do country, but they also do like rock, and some of it is faith-based for sure. And then, hey, look, Aloe Black. Y'all should know who Aloe Black is, though. Aloe Black, he's considered R&B and pop, but he also do country. I think he even be rapping a little bit too. But if you don't know Aloe Black, listen, the song that I know you know is I Need a Dollar. That's him, and I'm the Man. You should know those two records for sure. It's a brother I seen last week, Blessing Offer. I think he's Nigerian too, but Blessing Offer does like gospel, but like he like does like contemporary gospel, but like Kirk Franklin gospel kind of. But he also, like, no exaggeration, like he might be the next Stevie Wonder. And I'm not saying that because he blind with dreads either, but like a lot of his aesthetic from his show, he had super just Stevie Wonder reincarnated energy. And not for nothing, the last time a blind man decided to start making music for a living, he was recognized as the greatest R&B artist of all time. Just throwing it out there. And then this is Cat. So now he call it Afro-Appalachian folk music, right? And his name is Monrovia. I think he's also Nigerian though, but he like from Chattanooga though, right? Dog, when I tell you, my man is on some like Black Bob Dylan type of vibe. Like he like Bob Dylan, Willie Nelson, like he's about to try to like change the world. I've never seen white people react to black music like this ever. Like I just haven't seen it. But they were going crazy, and he is so calm, and he was just strumming his guitar, and he has a great voice. but his message is just so peaceful, man. It's so peaceful. It's so indicative, like, of like your ideal vacation. He sounds like your ideal vacation. You just want to get away and chill and just bask in the sun and just relax. That's what his music felt like to me. So Monrovia, check him out. Check him out for sure. So that's me trying to give y'all something different to listen to. I think it's important that no matter what genre, when we see Black people creating music, man, we salute it, we respect it, we give it a listen, because we want to be the reason why we all win, and we protect and show the diversity of us. The fact that we're only limited to hip hop, R&B, and then pop, maybe that's a crime in itself as well. We need more Black musicians. We need more Black support in these other genres. Darius Rucker should be one of our kings, celebrated every year. He should be winning Soul Train Awards too. He should be winning BET Awards too. That's Hootie. You know what I'm saying? Darius Rucker is the man. And it's upsetting to me that the long history that he has in just music, and he's not celebrated enough by us. But shoot, we don't really celebrate Lenny Kravitz like that, even though I saw what he was saying and some contradiction to that. I get it. But still, we got to stop just being just holding grudges and all of that. And we really got to start championing our music better. All of it. It's important. I can't really articulate why it's so important, but like, when I figure it out, we're gonna come back to this. It's so important that anybody that look like us, that's doing music, that's not the norm, not the status quo, man, we gotta champion it, man. I can't stress that enough. But let me move on. So now, for me to contradict everything I told you in the last hour and some change, and let's get to this violence out here in this rap music that I've been loving lately. Now, hey, listen, it's been a few weeks. Alfredo 2 is fire. Alfredo 2 is one of my favorite rap albums of this year. It's Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist. I seen it with some arguing about this and Clips Let God Sort 'Em Out being album of the year. I think they're both in the conversation, but unfortunately, I'm gonna give the nod to the Clips, not just because I like the Clips more, but it's again, content matters. I think as much as Freddie Gibbs does high-level rapping, he doesn't do high-level rap songs you can live by. And Clips has high-level rap songs you can live by. And that's very important to me personally. Track for track, bar for bar, it's a dead heat. So then content has to take over. And I love how Freddie Gibbs be talking this talk, and I love Freddie Gibbs. But it's just when we're talking album of the year, for me, I always look at like, okay, so this is the album that's going to define the year of rap music, and there should be a bar set for that. No disrespect to Gibbs, but I'm expecting when I listen to this Jid album that he's going to get out rapped by Jid. So since I already have that in my mind, the content and song structures have to win over for me. And that's why I'm still going to go with the Clips. But hey, another album. Again, I was talking about being chill and keeping it player. Hey, look, Until Night Comes, Larry June, Cardo Got Wings, fire. And I love the thing. Larry June is one of my favorite artists right now. Just period. He has been since the Great Escape album. What I like about Larry June is that, man, it's motivational, but it's so player at the same time. When we need more motivational players out here. And Cardo Got Wings, y'all know him from just all the years with Wiz and all those great projects and songs that they've put out together. Larry June is another one. Again, great album. I do like this one better than the the Larry June 2 Chainz and Alchemist album. Even though I did see the deluxe on that, I haven't listened to it, but I do need to check it out. But Until Night Comes, fire project. For Alfredo 2, I put every single song on my on my track list just to put on shuffle. But on the Larry June, for example, 50s in the City, Black Man, 7 Mile Bike Ride Part 2, Organic Free Range Chicken, Canadian Snow, still game related. That matter of fact, that's got Pedro Giovanni on it. There's so many joints on here. You know what I'm saying? It's again, just a dope album. It's just a dope album. And I think if you just want to, again, just put some player in your system, man. Throw in some Larry June. You'll never go wrong. You'll never go wrong. No, I didn't listen. I only listened to those one time. We'll talk about those next time, or next week if I don't have enough time. Tyler the Creator, Don't Tap the Glass. It's a dope project. Tyler doing what he want to out here, but what he doing is fire. And I love the his take on 80s hip hop from a West Coast perspective. That's how I received this album. And I think this is great. Man, boy, do he be getting Frank Ocean out of here with all the off-key singing. Yeah, with the new kids on there. I love it though. I want to be so clear. That ring, ring, ring is fire. And look, I like Sugar on My Tongue too. While we playing, you know what I mean? Mama Nim, that's fire. Look, it's only 10 tracks, 28 minutes. It's honestly a great flow for from front to back. That Tell Me What It Is fire too. But short listen, you can get through all of it. Again, if you just kind of want to let go, you could clean the house. You can learn how to break dance to this, and you can go crazy. It's good road trip music too. We enjoyed this, making a quick road trip. You know what I mean? Ye Ali, Traphouse Jodeci 3. Now this is the album cover of the year for sure. Ain't no artwork better than Traphouse Jodeci 3 by Ye Ali. And I'm here to, you guys show me something way more fire than what he got here. Ye Ali did his thing. This is solid. I was late to Ye Ali, so I'm not gonna act like I've been listening from day one. I'm not a day one Ye Ali listener, but that Traphouse Jodeci 3 is nice. He doing this thing on here, and there's some joints. Again, another very short project, 11 tracks, 26 minutes. I don't even know. Well, it probably counts as an album, but yeah, you can get through this real quick session. Hey, look, if you and the lady just trying to get one round in, like foreplay and the one round in, this is probably a good album to do it to. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta work all night. If you ain't got to where she needs to go within 27 minutes, you're doing something wrong anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? There's that. You know what I mean? So check out that Ye Ali, that Traphouse Jodeci 3. That's dope. Nobody dies on that, but somebody can get buzzed down to it for sure. Glockaveli the Don, Key Glock. Now I was slow to this because I felt that Key Glock was just trying to do too many albums, post Dolph. But this one fire though. I can't front. Now look, this ain't been in the conversation. And even though this mug is 21 tracks, and it's almost an hour long, with the Glockaveli the John, that's with the bonus tracks, the 3 bonus tracks on there. Listen, Key Glock got one of the top 10 rap albums of this year. And that's not no gas. That's not gas. That's not cap. That's not me reaching. Key Glock, Glockaveli the Don is one of the better albums of this year. And y'all know, if you've been here a while, you know what I got up there. So I got the Wiz album, Cushion OJ 2. I got Step Brothers for Life, Clips, Let God Sort Them Out, Alfredo 2, Glockaveli the Don. That should be up there. That should be up there. It's in that mix with some of the better albums of the years from what I've heard so far. I love the samples that he used. He took a lot of classic samples, but flipped them into new songs. He rapping on there. It's not you know, it's not nothing I would say that's going to be super commercial or anything like that. I don't know what the promotion situation is about it, but Key Glock got one of the better albums of this year. And I think even when we get to December, we'll be talking about that one in the top 10. Uh, uh, 10 for well, 10 to me for sure, but in the top 20, unquestionably, for sure on that. And then what else? What else I want to tell y'all about? Glockaveli, the Don. Oh, yeah. Oh, I had to listen to the DJ Premier Rock Marciano. You know what I'm saying? The coldest profession. Again, keeping it player at all times. I like Rock Marciano, man. He's just an amazing rapper. Just an amazing rapper. If for everybody that loves Freddie Gibbs, if you want to hear another one of the blueprints of what he's doing, check out Rock Marciano. This project with Premier is fire. And I'm not saying that like Gibbs is biting the style or anything like that, but for last decade, when the resurgence of like just underground hip hop kind of happened, right? Where underground rappers, blog era rappers, the ones that were not trying to sell a million records and that were just trying to rap and just honing just on being great rappers, Marciano was at the front of that wave. And of course, like, again, the miseducation of Freddie Gibbs and all that stuff was coming out. But this is one of the architects of that underground lane that people love, like that. I'm trying not to compare it because I don't want people to get it wrong, but like just that subculture with like that MF Doom was in, and if you're going back further, Supernatural and Tech Nine, like all those like the rapidy rap dudes, but like he on some rapidy rap pimp player stuff though, and that's why I like it. And anytime you're talking that player, when you're talking player, you're talking pimping, I'm in, bro. I want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let me know. And then hey, and I was just listening to this. Juicy J held in the swivel. Juicy J has done it again. Juicy J is one of the greatest rapper producers of all time. That's not a reach. That's not a stretch. He should be above Dr. Dre on y'all list. He should be above Timberland. I'll put him above Eric Sermon. Because of volume, I got him over Alchemist. Because Alchemist doesn't rap enough. I actually like the way Alchemist raps too, though. But yeah, like Dilla, Havoc, Juicy J. That's how I feel today. That's how I feel in August of 2025. It's just like the dead heat of like producer rappers, like who's the greatest. It's in those right now, it's within those three for me. And I'm sure there's some other ones. But right now, that's what I'm stuck on. I mean, obviously, Q-Tip for me, producer, rapper. Come on, you already know. But and of course, Kanye West, and when he wants to rap, when Kanye wants to rap and produce, he's incredible. But man, Juicy J had on the swivel. Listen, it's something for the ratchets. I love how he's getting introspective. Juicy J sound like the old cool uncle that wants you to stay out of trouble, but will give you his old gun though at the same time. Like, and that's so interesting. It's because like the messages don't be contradictory. They don't be contradictory, but he really be like, yo, stay out the street. But if you're gonna be in the street, take this. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's like when Jody killed Snoop and Baby Boy, and what's the name? What my man say? I forget what Ving Rhames' name was in the movie, but he cleaned the gun off for him. No, he would start wiping off the prints. That's who Juicy J is. Juicy J fire though. This Juicy J cold as hell. It's super dope. Hold on, man. Wait, hold on. See, Jones love to get my blood pressure up. Luckily, it ain't gonna happen. Pimp C over Havoc. As a producer rapper, is that what you're saying? And Hey, look, I'll be clear. I gotta read credits because if you're telling me Pimp C produced the UGK albums, that's pretty major. It ain't major than doing the Infamous and then Hell on Earth and then Murder Music and then Infamy. But it's pretty major. And before you say it, hey, I know the tracks Alchemist did on on Murder Music and on America's Nightmare. So we won't even do that. Pimp C over Havoc. Yeah, you gotta explain that one to me. I need credits. As a producer, rapper, Pimp C over Havoc. He did all the UGK albums. Okay. But listen, I'm gonna stop you right there though, because the biggest record they ever had, Juicy J did. DJ Paul and Juicy J did it. Yeah. International Players Anthem. It's 3-6 Mafia production. So I'm not saying that. Hey, look, if Pimp C did take it off, fire. But again, what he didn't do was Shook One's Part 2. That's what he didn't do. He didn't do Survival of the Fittest. He didn't do Give Up the Goods. He didn't do Burn. He didn't do Quiet Storm. that's what he didn't do. I ain't saying he ain't cold because like UGK Riding Dirty and UGK for Life, like no, they got some dope albums, fire production. But listen here, before we just start putting people over Havoc, we need to start looking at that Mobb Deep catalog. And hey, look, Havoc did Why. He did Why by Jadakiss. All right, let's have real conversations here. Shoot, is he over RZA? Producer, rapper, is he over RZA? And I'll give you the nod. Pimp C as a rapper, probably better than RZA, just on some player stuff. Because I like pimping and playering. But he didn't do Cream, dog. He ain't got the cream though. Hey, how that East Coast is biased? I'm naming some of the greatest beats in rap history. How is it biased? Hey, he over Dr. Dre. He over Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, man. I didn't work for Loud Records. You know what I mean? I'm not an A&R. Pimp C cold. Now that I know that he produced, you damn right you do. You damn right you do. Hey, DJ Quick on Dr. Dre head too. So yeah, you better be. You better have it. But hey, listen, I am now that you said that, not only am I going to read credits, I'm going to go over those UGK albums again pretty soon. Because hey, if Pimp C deserved to be in the conversation, I want him in the conversation. Because that's major. I didn't realize he was producing that. I thought that they were just getting I don't know. I don't even know what I thought. It never occurred to me like, yo, who be producing UGK records? It just never occurred to me. So I'm in. I'm here to check it out. But no, man, Havoc, man. Tell you, man, listen, Havoc is a hard out. We just can't put people over Havoc. Like it just don't work that way. There, like all of the tough outs for rapper producers in 2025, where we sit. Juicy J, Havoc, Q-Tip, J Dilla still, and producer rapper. I want to get somebody. I'm trying to make sure I don't leave anybody out that's super important to. Oh, I mean, shoot. I mean, honestly, even honestly, RZA, man, RZA, because the sounds are aging tremendously. They're just aging tremendously. But I think the most even, the most balanced rapper producer is Juicy J, though. Like his sliders are all at like 90. Like you could argue that the RZA is a much better producer than the rapper. And you could argue Jay Dilla was a better producer than rapper. I think Q-Tip slides are very even, but it's difficult. It's difficult. You know what I'm saying? Listen, all right, curveball. Let me see here. Hold up here. All right, curveball. Outkast as Earth Tone 3 produced some of their biggest records. They took the torch from Organized Noise. Okay, all right, C. Jones. See, now what you're doing though? Now, just like East Coast bias being the fact, you want some anybody but East Coast bias in effect. Now, come on now. Now, come on, dog. We're not doing this. We're not about to just start throwing outcasts in the producer rapper conversation. We're not doing that, bro. Did they produce Aquemini or not? Like, no, come on, dog. We're not doing that. That's no. Hey, if that count, then Redman count. Redman produced all of his albums since Red's Gone Wild. Or no, matter of fact, like since Malpractice. Like, hey, no, Jones, we're not doing this. No, hey, look, Future, it's higher than Earth Tone 3. I didn't even know Earth Tone 3 was a thing till right now. Literally, August 11, 2025. I didn't even know Earth Tone 3 was a thing. I thought you was really trying to say Earth Gang. I was like, wait, ain't they younger than Outkast? How they produce? Yo, no. Sorry. I respect the Outkast. You guys are incredible. But we're not, no. Mm-mm. Now, if you want to put Future in the conversation, that's what I meant to say. If you want to put Future in the conversation, I'm with you at this point. And I'm not even a Future fan. The Future is above Earth Tone 3, so let's just get them out of the paint right now. That's what we gotta do. Earth Tone 3. For the life of me, I just thought the last 30 years of Outkast music was just Dungeon Family. I just thought it was just, yeah. Everybody's in the Dungeon Family. So yeah, no. Most of the cast songs we love, they produced them. Check the credits. All right. Hey, okay, Jones, you know what? I'm about to humor you for 2 minutes. And we're gonna go back to album number 1. Let's go to Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music. And I'm gonna get on here and I am going to go to Wikipedia. Aristilla Face. And I want to hear about how the damn track list is wrong after it's either they got the writers on here, but they ain't got the production. I didn't know Big Gibbs' name was Cameron. Oh, he my man's. Hey, when you do, you got to come back and do an apology video. That ain't gonna happen. Hey, this ain't happening. Not for Earth Tone 3. Stop. I'm not doing that. No. Let me see. I'm trying to look here. Background vocals. I see Sleepy Brown on here. I see Babyface on here. Oh, he is the executive producer. Okay, they actually had a band produce this. So this is Earth Tone 3 the band? Because I'll give Jeff Sparks and Alvin Spakes they credit, and Christopher Stern. I'll give them Edward Stroud on the guitar. I'll give him his love. Let me see. But that okay, that didn't really help me at all. It just showed me it just showed me them as writers. But you know what? Here's what really matters. Let's go to Aquemini. Let's go to Aquemini. That's what I want to do. And that's gonna solve what matters to me, because this is the Diamond album. This is the 5 mic Diamond album. And they should have the producers listed on this. Okay. So, just to be clear as we go through this. Okay, so they didn't do Return to G. Organized Noise did, and that's fine. Outkast did Rosa Parks, Aquemini, Slump. Okay. Mr. DJ, Organized Noise. Spodioti, they did that. Okay. I love that. Liberation. Okay, they did that. Chunky Five. Okay. Hey, listen. This is good. This is good. I'm not here to hate. But they ain't listed as Earth Tone 3. I want that clear. I was not gonna give Earth Tone 3 the nod. I wasn't. I'm not gonna do that. And I still won't. But this is this is educational. Let me check out what Jones got. He sent us something to the phone, man. This man's crazy. Let me see. Big Boy and Dre present Outkast. The greatest hits, bro. Hold on. The only compilation album. Okay. Yeah, no, see. Track listing. Writers. Producers. He keeps doing this. 3. Okay. Funkin' Around. I don't remember that song. I ain't gonna lie to you. Okay, so what they did here is that they've repurposed their songs, and now it's an Outkast producing this Earth Tone 3. Okay. I'll bite. You know what I mean? Stank on you, Miss Jackson. Okay. So, hey, listen. You got me, right? You got me. They have produced some of their biggest hits and some of their classics, with help of Organized Noise, of course. You know, we don't want to. Okay, so look, so now you pick for me, Jones, since you threw that out there. Since you threw that out there, okay, listen, I'll concede, Outkast, because you showed it to me. They produced some of their biggest records. So, are we overrating Organized Noise or no? Let's start there. Should we stop talking about Organized Noise and we keep it on Outkast? Because that's been the anchor of why people are saying Organized Noise is one of the best producer factions, groups, tandems, everything of all time, because of the work they did on Outkast albums. And now you're showing me facts that they ain't produced the biggest records on them. So now they just got waterfalls, is what you're trying to tell me. I was trying to. They got waterfalls and cell therapy. That's what you're telling me, right? So you tell me what it is. No, no. Pick now. I would never say that. Organized Noise got joints outside the cast. Yeah, right. But we've been giving them credit for what we thought. Like, yo, well, they did So Fresh, So Clean. Okay, so cool. But you show me that they didn't do Rosa Parks. The Whole World ain't a fire beat, by the way. I've never really liked that song. But okay, Aquemini, B.O.B. I don't, again, Bob's River Baghdad. Look, my stance don't change. I don't love a lot of the beats on some of these. Now, look, they did Elevators, can't front on it. Get Up, Get Out, can't front on it. Spodioti, can't front on it. Even though it's really just a loop. But still, I do love that they used it. I don't even remember moving cool. I ain't gonna lie to you. So listen here, bud. Again, I'm not putting Outcast above Organized Noise, and I'm not putting them above Havoc or Juicy J. That's what I'm gonna leave here with. Hey, wasn't familiar with your game, but no, sorry. Not not getting wrapped up into that. Not getting wrapped up into this now Outkast are the greatest producer rappers of all time. Nope. No, sir. No, sir. Not especially when I learned that on a Tribe Called Quest doc that Ali Shaheed Muhammad was the DJ and Q-Tip produced the first 3 albums by himself on Tribe, and they were all and they were literally shorting them mics because they almost gave them 3 5-mic albums in a row. Q-Tip, again, to me, Q-Tip to me is the best producer rapper because then he does his albums and then he finds Jay Dilla. So no, sorry. No. And don't forget, that's basically, hey, y'all, the way you move. Again, bro, listen. Listen. Hey, look, you got it. If you want to put Outkast as the #1 rap group of all time, the best producer rappers of all time, and the greatest individual rapper of all time is in the group, you go right ahead. I'm just telling you, this is where I tell Doe to let me out. That's it. It's like, hey, Doe, let me out. Let me out, Doe. It's because I'm not going. I'm not rolling. I'm not rolling. But hey, man, but respect to them. Respect them. It's all love, man. Salute the Outkast. Salute the Organized Noise too. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, period. Yo, let me out. I'm not rolling. Let me out, though. You know what I mean? Oh man. Well, this was excellent, man. I know it's we almost 2 hours in. I'm actually out of rap conversation. We might be back. Oh, wait, no, it won't be back tomorrow. I got things to do. I'm gonna try to come back before the weekends. There's a lot more music to talk about. Spoiler alert, not wasting my time on what will.i.am said about Jay-Z and Black Thought. Come on, man. And I like will.i.am too, by the way. But nobody's a trillion times better than Jay-Z. Like nobody. I'm a Nas fan. Nas is not a trillion times better than Jay-Z. I think he's better than Jay-Z, but he's not a trillion times better. Nobody's a trillion times better than Jay-Z. You don't even need to know a lot about rap to know that. Boom. There it is. And I appreciate y'all listening. I appreciate you watching. Until next time, man, please be safe out here and do the best you can, man. Live your life on your terms, man, and chase your purpose. I'll leave you with this. I finally started listening to the book, The Alchemist, today, and man, do I see myself in this. I'm in the middle of part 2. I'm going to finish that tonight. And if you haven't already, check out the book, The Alchemist. It's man, it's been mind-bending for me. I think it's helping me make a decision that's very important in my life right now. So yeah, I'll leave you with that. Be safe, be humble, live hip hop. Wear condoms or no, women feel good. But always know that always and consensually, it's love.